Do not cook the cat. I am very disappointed in you. You shouldn't be cooking the cat. That was a quote from Obsession and Perfume that happens in the
Oh
both
my
the
God, it
movies
does.
we're talking about.
I did actually point that out when I was watching
Genius.
it.
So
Oh,
that
God.
With cooking cats.
okay,
Babe, you just can't cook the cat.
you can't. But that happened twice in the
They
two
can't-
movies we watched. for
Right.
this.
I can't believe I didn't clock that.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
this is a show. This is our show. This is the Very Cool Film Podcast. I'm Matiu. Who else do we have here?
Tiger.
Whoa.
And Stella.
And Jack.
Special
Whoa.
guest.
New special.
But you don't have Eli today.
New person. Oh
unfortunately.
yes, we don't have Eli.
Yeah.
But we do
But
have
I'm not
Jack.
I'm not like replacing Eli. I'm like also meant to be here all the time. I just wasn't here for the
Yeah.
first one. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I think
unfortunately, Eli couldn't be with us today.
this will be this.
Because they died.
God,
Oh yeah, they died. They
Tragically.
fucking
Um,
exploded.
died.
They
they
ate
wished
the cat, they died.
they ate another cat. No. This
Can I introduce
is.
myself?
I think. Oh yes, this is Jack.
Yeah.
Jack, tell us a bit about yourself while you're here.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jack. I like movies. I'd say like my favorite movies are probably like horror ones, and I like ones with like lots of like things to think about. So like I love like The Substance, and I love Children of Men because even though that's not like actually like a horror movie,
That is a horror.
It's
That
a
is
horror movie. Like like I cried.
Yeah.
And then I also just love like really camp, really stupid films. Like I love Jennifer's Body, and then I love like Rocky Horror Picture Show and stuff. And I don't really have like a favorite director because I can't really like think of directors. But I love like Melanie Linsky, and I love Julianne Moore, and I love Mia Goth, and like those kind of
Yes.
actresses. They're like my favorite.
So
yeah.
like Girl Boss.
That's me. The girl boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
Mm.
and Indian Everett.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then I really love.
Yeah. Well, good to meet you.
Yeah. This is the first time.
I mean, I think this show, I think us five, including Eli, will just like come in and out.
Yeah.
Will be it won't because I'd
just so
rather have episodes
busy.
out than have everyone waiting for all five of us to be together because it's a bit
Yeah.
unrealistic.
Yeah.
But I think. Yeah, I mean, and we could have other people come in and out, like any fans,
Like
because I know
Courtney.
we already got so many fans. I haven't
Like
released, I haven't released the first
120
one.
million.
It's
But
unreleased, but people buying pre-sale tickets, you
They just keep
know?
coming up to me in
Oh.
the street and going, "Aren't you that guy from the very cool film the very cool
The very cool
film
film
podcast?"
podcast. It just rolls off the tongue, really. It just rolls off the
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
tongue. Anyway, so this episode we talk about Obsession and Perfume.
Because
some
Yes.
really interesting ones.
Yeah.
yeah,
Both
we
about
all
Obsession.
recently watched Obsession, but
Yes,
my recommendation was Perfume. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
I dragged them all to. Well, I asked if we could all go to Obsession, and was like, "Hang, we need to watch this. It's meant to be really good." And then I now feel responsible for each and every one of their like mental health because that was
He's
kind of
paying
Yeah.
for our therapy.
You're coming
And
to
Yeah.
therapy.
that one's on me.
Yeah.
But it was so
Obsession-
good.
Obsession is a new release. It's like
Mm.
it's kind of like a bit of an indie. And then Perfume.
Never
When did
actually-
Perfume come out? It's a bit of an older one.
2006.
Perfume
2006.
20 years ago.
But it's based off a book that
From like the
came out
80s, right?
in
1985.
yeah.
Yeah.
1985.
So
Yeah.
So while these movies, like Obsession's probably, well, right now it's really popular because it just came out. I don't know how Perfume was back in the day. I feel like it's a bit of a niche one.
Perfume
But-
was actually quite crazy back in the day because I have a fun fact that I found about it. Kurt Cobain was so obsessed with this movie and this
Whoa.
book that he
Oh,
wrote
wow.
a song about it called Scentless Apprentice.
Oh.
That's based off this
Oh.
movie and book. He
Shit.
was so in love with
he died
it.
in the 90s.
Yeah, and it was. It's,
You mean
Oh, like, not the movie,
came
the
out
book.
in the
He loved
yeah,
the
the
book.
book. Okay,
The
that makes
movie.
sense.
Okay,
the
that
book.
makes sense.
The book. He loved the book so much he made Senseless Apprentice, which is crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
Then he read
I know
this
that
and was
song,
like,
yeah.
peak.
Oh, that's
Um,
weird. Yeah, well, I think I think every episode before our recommendation, we want to talk about a movie we've seen recently, either a recent movie or just some sort of segment, something fun to do,
Yeah.
so that the episodes aren't completely inaccessible without watching the film that we recommend.
Yeah.
Because I think Perfume is a niche one, so and I think it's good to talk about niche films, but I think Obsession is it's very trendy. It's very very interesting, so I think we should just get into that. So let's just jump on into
Yeah, jump on
so
into
Obsession. Kari Barker, YouTuber turned skit comedy writer turned like horror filmmaker, which has happened I think 5 times now.
5 times.
Jordan Peele, Zach Kreger, and who? Wait, that's 2.
I can think of 4 films this year.
4 films this year. What are the ones?
Yeah. Backrooms, Obsession, Iron Lung, and The Amazing Digital Circus. I'm counting that one.
I was thinking,
that's 4 YouTubers this year that have something in cinemas.
Yes, YouTuber horror movies, but I think also comedy writers to horror writers are really interesting. Because they're both genres are building something up to evoke a reaction from viewers. And I think it's really interesting.
Crossover.
Yeah, and I think I love Jordan Peele and I love Zach Kreger. For those of you who don't know, Zach Kreger did Barbarian and Weapons. And
I was gonna say he did Weapons because the same sort of thing.
He did a bunch of skit comedy before and like stand up, and then he just released some weird movies.
No, I love that though.
Yeah, I love Kari Barker's here as well. Oh, and Talk to Me, the Talk to Me Raka guys. They just make the stupidest YouTube videos. Like I think some of the stupidest things. It's like Anakin Skywalker versus Ronald McDonald or something. Like so dumb. And then they do like Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, and they're just horrific.
No, I love that so much.
Yeah. And I think honestly all of his films are great, but I think Obsession really took everyone so quickly.
Because it was. I thought it was quite original, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, it played off of like a tried and true concept of like mystical thing. Oh, what it be careful what you wish for. But it like twisted it in a really different way.
Yeah. And I mean, apparently, because I thought it was based off the Monkey's Paw folktale, but apparently it was based off the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode where Bart got a monkey's paw. So,
that's way better.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Based off the Simpsons.
Yeah. Which I think that one's based off the monkey's paw, but
yeah.
That's pretty funny. But anyway, do you want to do just overall thoughts first, if anyone?
Scared shitless.
Oh.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Jack saying afterwards, like really scared, like I have to drive home now, like in the middle of the night.
Oh my god! And then Stella couldn't find her car, so me and Stella had to walk around like dark car park at nighttime for 30 minutes trying to find her car, and it was genuinely
I could not find my car. It was why are mall parking lots the most confusing thing?
No, literally, and it was horrific. I actually thought we were gonna die.
No,
okay.
I loved I started following the production designer for Obsession. Yeah, she her girlfriend was like, you should vlog everything that you're doing. So she vlogged everything, and the duct tape door. She was the brains behind the duct tape door, and I just love her commentary on the duct tape door.
Oh, the duct tape door.
The duct tape door. I thought it was really interesting. Especially how they did that as well. What did she say? She said that was the most expensive thing we had to buy was the amount of duct tape they used.
I love
that. Because I guess they did lots of shooting on location. Like, they didn't.
And there was a big issue because that was the only door in and out of the house. So the crew had to keep coming in and out of the duct tape door the entire day.
No, I really love the duct tape door. I really like the reveal of it. Because there's these little bits in the film where there's still like kind of like comedy. And I feel like that was one of them when the camera just panned over and the door was completely duct taped shut.
Yeah, I love the phone call that we don't really do that. Yeah.
We don't really. Well, before we get into spoilers, I mean, I'm sure most people who wanted to see it have seen it, but I think I just wanted to do like overall thoughts. Like, Jack, what did you think of like when you because I know you were like, oh, we need to see this, and what did you think like just coming out? Like, was it worth. I mean, I think I know what you think, but
Yeah, we talked about this a lot already.
yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed with Obsession now. It's it was really, really, really good. Like I genuinely just like I loved like character writing and like the little details in the script. I loved like that it was actually really terrifying, and I love horror, but I still get scared by it. And
Yeah.
Me too.
in the
me too.
theater, I was genuinely scared shitless.
I
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I loved the acting.
Oh,
Like Eddie
oh,
Vedder's
yeah.
performance was
So good.
so good.
Yeah.
It was insane. Like genuinely, it was just insane.
Yeah.
And I kind of just loved everything about it. I thought it was a really, really, really good film with like lots of like
Right.
themes and like ideas that it explored them really well. And then just
Yeah.
also overall, it was like a fun watch.
Yeah.
I mean, fun in the sense that it was like it was fun in
fun.
the sense that like it was entertaining, not fun in the sense that it was like I'm enjoying this because I did not like it was awful.
No.
It was horrific.
It was a fun experience overall.
Yeah,
maybe.
I remember I was really hesitant about watching it. I nearly didn't go watch it. Not because I thought it was horrific, but because the only thing I had seen of like the entire film was the diner scene where she's going, no, 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 so we're having a nice day. And I was like, this looks like shit. And so I didn't want to go see it because I was like, this is terrible
You didn't know the
acting. It was such
context.
a critique. And then I was like, you know what? I believe in you guys. I'll go watch it. And then I was blown away.
Yeah, wait, what
Yeah.
about that scene out of context was bad?
Out of context, I thought this movie was going to be ass. And then
No, but why? Like what
why?
was
Because I was like, I don't want to watch a movie about an annoying, bratty girl because I had no idea about the entire plot at all. I didn't know about the one wish below. I didn't know about the wishful position or anything. That was all I had seen. No context clues, no nothing about it. And I was like, I don't want to watch a movie about a bratty, obsessing, whiny girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny. Okay. Yes, Stella, what did you think? I know you're less positive on it because when you came out, you're like, yeah. Which is, I mean,
Well,
you're still
That's
positive on
my
it, but yeah.
reaction.
Yeah.
Well, I just think I had a much different experience
Mhm.
because I had a much less like visceral experience than you guys. I think like I get scared in horror movies, and and absolutely everything that was happening was horrifying. Like it was horrifying, but I didn't get scared, and I think I don't know. I have a feeling like maybe I found that I was a bit detached from it. Like I think when I was watching it, I didn't really feel that like absorbed in the movie, and I think that's what was keeping me out of it. I'm not really sure exactly why. I mean, I remember my first impression of like the first scene that we saw. I was like kind of confused. I was like, because I thought it kind of didn't look great. Like you remember the first scene where they're in the diner?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like I just thought it looked a bit off. Like something about the cinematography. It kind of was looking a little bit like commercially.
Well,
And then
yeah.
and then obviously I think other than that scene, I think the cinematography was actually pretty good. Like I definitely think it worked in other scenes. But then I think that kind of threw me off. And then I just got weird vibes. Like, I think I was just thinking about it a lot while watching it, and I just don't think the story was fully absorbing me. Like I was like, I felt the like overall, I think it was a really great story and a great concept, well executed, like really well executed. Because I feel like if you talked about, oh, it's like a wish gone wrong, people will probably think, oh, that's kind of like basic. Like I feel like that's not that. But then I think they absolutely went above and beyond, and it was great.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I think about how the girl, like sometimes I was like, was the girl like sometimes I felt like she might have been sort of sexualized, and I get that she was being overly feminine, but then I'm like, when she's really like when she was really dirty and filthy and like wet, and we see her like that, she's still kind of like
like the way the clothes were like kind of ripped and bedraggled on her with really like weirdly unnecessary revealing.
Yeah,
I noticed that too. I was like, why is she half naked now suddenly? I don't understand how that happened in the standing still in the doorway.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. The first scene was looking a little weird, and I was like, is this movie gonna be bad? but did someone said, I think it was you actually, that was the last scene they filmed.
Yeah, it was the last scene they filmed as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because originally, I think
makes
we're gonna get into spoilers. I'm sure. I mean, we've kind of lightly spoiled things.
Already,
We'll just get into. We'll just talk about all the details. Originally, the film was gonna open with Bear crying and then flipping around to the dead cat, and then flipping to the TV, watching like some sort of romance film, which is exactly like the ending of the film. So he wanted it to be, start
Looking
again.
again, yeah.
Right.
So, but then everyone was like, he showed it to people, and people were saying, why didn't Bear try more? Like, try more to help her. And people just weren't getting that he is not that person. And so then he put that start scene to show that his obsession, whoa, his obsession with her is unhealthy and creepy and weird. And I love that opening scene. I don't actually think that it looks bad. I think it looks good, and I think it looks isolating and sad. And I think you open it and it's like, oh, this is nice. He's a nice guy. But when you think about what he's saying, he's actually he's saying really unhealthy things. He's like, I think about you in every song. What? I think about you in like, and all the time, like, and it's like, sorry, I don't have like perfect quotes, but it's actually quite weird how he phrases it, and it's so weird. He's saying it to another woman, and then she tries to help them, and then both of them are like, nah, it's right, nah, it's right.
Yeah.
You just go, woman, go, lady. We know what's best.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I love that opening scene. Actually,
I like the scene. I just thought visually it looked different a little. Like visually, I think it looked a little disconnected from the rest of the film. I don't know what that was, but I did like the actual scene. I liked what happened in the scene, and I thought that was good. I remember looking at it, and I was like, okay, the visuals look okay, and then it switches over, and I'm like, oh, this looks slightly different, but all right, I'm gonna ignore it.
Yeah, it looks a bit. I remember Eli said also Eli would like everyone to know that they did love it as well. But Eli said it was a very now-y cinematography, like which I agree, because I like the 4:3. I don't know what that added or whatever it's called. The smaller ratio.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I would agree, but I think it matched so well with everything. And I think there's some lighting choices and there's some colors that aren't that bright. Like his uniform, I feel like his uniform should have been brighter. Some weird stuff. But I think a lot of it works. I don't know why. I don't really have.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
I think because there's something like the cinematography and like Saltburn like pisses me off, because it's like, why is it like that? There's literally no reason. It's just so Instagram can put it like that and it looks cool. But I don't know, for some reason, Obsession. I think that smaller ratio helps it feel more enclosed, and it helps it feel pretty hopeless. Like when he's in his apartment and it's like looks like that. It's like, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. And so maybe that helps there. But I think in other scenes where they're just like out at the bar or out at the friend's house, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't always work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I absolutely adored, I think, like the lighting, especially for me.
Especially on her face, on Nikki's face.
Was so good. The way everything was quite muted in the film, like the colors and stuff. And I really like that because it contributes to the hopelessness. But then like the lighting just added like so much to it, because Nikki's face and like so many of the shots was almost like it was almost like blacked out. Like you could barely see her.
Except for like the pinprick in her eye. That little light.
And I think that's really like, I mean, one, it's like visually stunning, but also it's really like fits really well into like the themes of the film and like the symbolism, because like Bear isn't actually like seeing her for who she is.
True.
He's kind of just obsessed with like the idea of her,
this
idea that he's got in his head, and that's what Eli was talking about the other day. Is he's really obsessed with like this idea of Nikki that he has in his head, and not the actual Nikki. And I think by like blacking out like her face, and then also in the scene where he's assaulting her, essentially, how he's not actually looking at her face at all, and so she's completely blank expressioned. It's the same sort of thing. It's this, he doesn't actually like her. He likes this idea of her.
He likes the idea of not being alone.
He doesn't see her. Literally, and we literally see it. He doesn't see her.
He doesn't
literally
see her.
Yeah.
I think it's more than just Nikki. It's the idea that he doesn't like being alone. Like the cat before it died was like his only companion, almost, that sort of had this unconditional love for him. Like his friends felt more conditional, like being their friend. So I think he liked the idea of having someone just loving him, not really this like You know,
Company.
in fact, I'm trying to
The actual complexity of what
the actual complexity of loving someone. He just wanted the feeling of someone being around, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love
The
that.
idea
I love
that something
that
would care
line.
about him.
There's this line at the start where Nikki says she's writing a love story, and
Yeah.
Bear says, "Oh, so like a romance." I mean, I'm sure you've heard this before to my friends, but
Yeah.
she goes, "I'm writing a love story. Oh, isn't that a romance?" Bear says, and she says, "No, they're different.
Not all, yeah.
Not all love stories are romantic." Which is, I really love that because Bear doesn't understand the difference between that. But love stories are about the complexity of love and the sadness, and like Romeo and Juliet's a love story, but obviously they die at the end. You know, there's spoilers. Sorry. And so love stories about the complexity of love, but romances are very simple and easy to digest, and like, you know, rom-coms, and they get together, and so that's really cool. And I love the characterization of the normal Nikki, not freaky Nikki. I love that she's just such a normal person. I kind of love her.
Yeah.
She's so cool. Like, I would be friends with her.
Yeah.
And I think she is kind of very flirty, but I saw she calls in the first watch. Well, I've only watched it once, but when I was watching, she calls the bartender babe, which is kind of interesting. Because she calls Bear babe, I think, as well, or something, and you kind of only hear that she calls him babe. So it's like, oh. I don't actually know if she calls her babe, but I heard her call the bartender babe, and it kind of made me click, like, okay, that line, okay, she probably just is kind of flirty with everyone and kind of just cool. And I think I love they put that little,
like one of those charming.
Yeah, and I think they put that little thing there, that line there, to show that. I think that, to me, that line confirms that she never liked Bear. I don't know, and it's as simple as that. It's as simple as just. And I think it's sad that, like, I kind of had sympathy for Bear until the phone call. I kind of, because it's sad, because it's like, yeah, you can misinterpret that, and he is lonely, and his grandma died, and then his cat died, and he's a sad guy, and he can misinterpret that, and Nikki's so nice to him. But and it's sad until
it is. Well, it is sad because in reality there are like hundreds of guys exactly like him who are sad and who find these like girls who are really charming and funny and get obsessed with that feeling of someone just being nice and then not actually looking into the person. And I feel like so many guys would make a stupid wish like that on a whim. You know, not thinking about it. And I think that is actually an interesting line that you pulled out with the love story romance thing, because it also sort of shows how Bear from the start isn't interested and doesn't understand her actual interests, right? Because she's like a writer and she's an author. And then while they're dating, he never asks about it. He never whatever. And even then, when he likes her, before she's freaky, he still doesn't understand. He still isn't looking past the surface, I guess.
I really liked how when she is like freaky Nikki, there's all these like little things that like clearly show him she's not there. Like when she's reading the book on the couch, the book's upside down.
She is? I never noticed that. That's so good.
Yeah, the book's upside down.
That's so good.
So smart.
And then there's also like little things, like when there's like that montage with them as like a cute couple.
Oh, that is hilarious. I think it's so funny.
That
that's
AI
scary.
generated photo.
Oh, that's weird.
Did you read what it said? Because like I managed to
wish
catch
I could
it.
live in your skin.
No, yes, I wish I could like wear your skin as a sweater or something like that. Which is
but also,
like
that was weird, because does that mean they? Because I see in universe they AI generated that, but does that mean they actually AI generated that in real life? Because I didn't love that.
I might be wrong about this, but I think I saw somewhere about how they had paid an artist to make it AI generated.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's
it was
good.
like a funny.
That's good.
That's what I love about this movie, is all fresh faces.
Yes.
All new directors, new like PAs, new. I think the art designer. This was the first time she did stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I loved, and I remember. I think. Well, now I like that detail that they paid someone to make it look AI. But I also love that title card. I would just smile at that title card when it drops down and it says "Obsession" on the bed. I was like, wow, someone made that. Let's go.
Someone spent the time
Someone
pushing
made
that.
that. Let's go. I was just so happy. Yeah. But I know that that's for that's I don't know if that impacts the quality of the film. That was just something like in real life that makes me happy for cinema.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I
But
love that.
I found it so
Yeah.
cool because it's like he never really like you were talking about how he never really like knew her, because like when you're talking about like that, like, oh, it's a love story, just romance, but then also she like mentioned her dad was dying, and like when he mentioned that to Ian immediately clocked, isn't she like not talking to her dad, and doesn't he live in like
No,
a completely different
Yeah.
state?
she first said that under the influence of the wish. So that never. I don't think
Yeah,
that
no,
was
but
ever.
what I mean is like Bear didn't clock that that's a
That
weird thing for Nikki to say, because Nikki
Yeah.
doesn't talk to her dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
right.
like
Yeah, 'cause
he
he
doesn't
why
know
would
her
she
well
be
enough to know her relationship with her dad is shit.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right.
so like because like Ian immediately was like, doesn't she not talk to her dad? Why would she be so upset? She hates her father. Whereas Ian just like that never crossed his mind, which shows that like, he, despite like the film portraying him as like, because it kind of shows us, it's kind of through his eyes, and so it's like, oh, she's my best friend, blah blah blah. He doesn't clearly actually know or think about her, like know her that well, or think truly about her that much.
Yeah.
He's just, yeah, he's always thinking about her as
Well,
some abstract concept, which
yeah,
he's
I
made in
mean,
his mind about like what Nikki is.
there's also, I mean, I think all of us are kind of agreeing that I don't think that, like, our interpretation is that we don't think that he knew her very much. But I do think there's the other side of the argument where I think the actors for Nikki and Bear and the director all said, I think Nikki actually liked her, like
Yeah, I
him.
did see
A
that.
lot of everyone is actually saying that, and they're like, what I think what the director is thinking is that I think both of them did have a shot, and both of them did know each other, but it was because of the way that Bear did this wish and didn't speak up, and because he was so lonely, that it never worked out. And actually, yeah, I don't know. I think it seems like from the film, the way they were making it, I think they kind of wanted to show that they did actually know each other.
Yeah.
But and so that's the other side of the argument. But to me, what I saw, I think I'm more interpreting it
Like
like
they were
Bear did
definitely
it.
like
Bear
best
didn't know.
friends, and they did like know
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
But like I
True.
think Bear just like viewed her on a very surface level sort of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understanding.
base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And
also he was
can I
obsessed for so long, like he just like created this
Yeah.
persona in his mind, which I think is why, like because like Kai Barker also talked about how the One Wish Below isn't necessarily like an evil thing.
Yes,
And
I
that
you
liked
kind of
when he
think-
said that. I thought that was really good.
And so I think the issue with Bear's wish isn't just that it's like morally really awful. Because I
Yeah.
don't
He
think the One
does
Wish
it.
Willow is like cares about morals. I think it's that the whatever possessed Nikki, I don't even think that necessarily was like an evil entity. It just went mad because its whole goal was to love Bear more than anything in the world. And
Well-
then it had to exist both as the base, like the source material, which is Nikki, and then also it had
Yeah.
to be the Nikki that Bear had in his mind, and it had to like combine those two things, and so it would do something that thought was right, and then Bear would be weirded out by it, and then it would go get about it because it would be like, what am I doing wrong? Why don't you love me? I'm just trying to do what you wished for, you know?
Yeah.
Like you wished for this. Why are you not liking it? What am I doing as like this like creature?
Yeah. I remember the actress for Nikki said that the director actively told her throughout the entire process of the film it's not a possession, actually.
Yeah.
He was like, it's not a possession. It's like both of them are Nikki. It's not a position of another entity in Nikki. They both are Nikki, but one, it's like she's kind of like, it's like someone just put a microphone to what little affection Nikki had, and that affection has grown into like a separate personality sort of thing.
Yeah,
That
that's actually
caused
really
that.
interesting.
So
yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it the way she did, but it was really interesting. The
Yeah.
thought process behind the two personalities.
Wait, but obsession and possession rhyme.
What?
So it has to be a possession. Obviously.
Mind freaking blowing.
No, but I like how there's not really one word to put to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love, I think, well, it's not even what Kari Barker said, but I think in the film we're showing that the One Wish Below aren't a bad thing. It's just the way that he handled it. So, like,
It's just
the person
his
at the
wish.
shop, how he was, you can't be bringing this vibe in here, man.
Oh
The
my
guy
god,
at
I
the
loved
shop,
him so much.
Yeah, he was he had benefited from the wish, and then so did his friend. He just wished for $1 billion, and then it happened. It was there.
Yeah.
And
then he got domed.
then
One shot.
He got shot.
No, literally. Okay, Nikki had aimbot because what do you mean? She didn't even look at him. She just pointed the gun and shot him clean to the skull.
That was pretty good.
That's crazy.
That's a good way of ending it. And of like that guy's character. Anyway, guys, let's talk about how much of a bitch Bear is. He fucking sucked. Let me talk about his downfall, right? Because I remember, because I had so much sympathy for him for a while. I was like, dude, just do the right thing. But that
do the right thing. You hold out hope for him to make the right choices. Yeah. But he just never does.
Can I?
See, I didn't
alter the wish. Fuck.
I was like, from the beginning, I was like, you fucking pussy, just ask her. And then when she was clearly, like, when he was like, oh, she must just be on, like, ecstasy, and that's why she's acting so erratically. And she's, like, sobbing about how her dad died. And then she starts making out with him, and he just goes along with it.
I forgot about that. True.
When in his mind, oh, she must just be, like, out on drugs. Like,
yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say is I feel like, with the thing with like the dad dying, I feel like he was literally trying to hold on to any excuse where there's some sort of real reason as to why she's acting completely batshit. It's like no, her dad's sick. No, she's on ecstasy.
Oh my God.
Like it's like,
and it was so funny when he consulted like the ChatGPT adjacent thing or whatever, and he googled like symptoms of ecstasy onto it, and it was like telling him like what ecstasy might do to someone. He's like, yeah, this is Nikki. Yeah, that's basically just what happened to her. Yeah, it must. The AI told me, so it must be true. And I think that's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I also thought it was. Sorry.
Oh, what are you gonna say, Tony?
I was gonna say I thought it was really interesting during that diner scene was that he cared way more about the fact that she lied to him than the fact that it wasn't like, oh, your dad's okay. Oh, well, okay. Like it wasn't like I don't know how to explain it. It was like. I thought it was weird that he cared so much about this lie. The fact that he lied to her, not why she lied to him, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry, I
It's
froze
like-
just then and everything cut
There
off.
was there was no follow up
disagree.
to like why would she do that? Why would she lie about that? It was just like, how could she lie to me?
Also, what I liked was he was like, don't embarrass me. And it's the same thing with the party scene. It wasn't when they got back from the hospital, because the hospital wouldn't take her. It wasn't, hey, so like, why the hell did you just stab yourself in the face? It was, why did you just embarrass me in front of all of my friends?
No, yeah, that point, because that was after the phone call, I was just like, man, this is just so wrong.
Like,
and I think,
so
I do
selfish.
think a lot of people, and I think like the director, like I think I was just holding on hope for a while, but I think he just makes the wrong choice at like every turn. It's kind of kind of a bit like Walter White from Breaking Bad, where pretty much everyone has a different
Don't spoil
point
Breaking
in
Bad, I
time.
haven't watched it yet.
Okay, no, but there's basically
Yeah.
for my favorite thing about Breaking Bad is that every single person I've met has a different point in time where they start disagreeing with Walter White. Literally, it's a completely different point, different word he says. And I think for Obsession, kind of, I mean, you know, in a smaller way, I think everyone has got like there's a different line where it's like, come on, like, so sometimes some people it could be like the first makeout scene, like, no, like, you're gone.
Yeah.
But I think to me, I was like, okay, I can see if he did actually genuinely love Nikki, he would be flustered that this is happening, but he'd also be like, he want to believe that, yeah, maybe she is on ecstasy, maybe her dad is dying. He want to believe that, but then it just keeps, he's terrible, and he's an abuser, and he's so terrible, and he's just this weak guy. He's not even like a strong like macho man but he's just this fucking idiot.
Yeah, I think it was the phone scene for me. The phone scene where he was like, "How do I alter it?" I was like, "Okay, I don't care about you anymore.
I'm gone.
Fuck you."
Oh, and like when he heard her on the bed being like, "It's not me, please kill me," I'm like in so much pain.
My God.
And then he was like, "What's so bad about being with me?"
Dating me. Oh my freaking God!
Like I nearly cheered when he put the gun in his mouth. I actually nearly cheered.
No,
and then he
didn't. Like Eli was sitting next to me and was like, do it, you pussy.
Yeah, and then he didn't, and then he was too much of a pussy, so he did the pills, and then he was too much of a pussy that he tried to throw them out, but then Nikki.
That wasn't scripted, right? The throwing out wasn't scripted.
So, the actor whose name has just escaped me, Michael Johnson, he was
Sorry,
like,
no, I thought that was Charlie Kirk.
oh, Jesus Christ, Michael Johnson. He was like, he just like kind of had that idea and talked to the director about it, and the director was like, "That's a good idea," because he was like, even in that last moment, he would have been too much of a pussy to actually go through with, and he would have been too pathetic to actually do it. And luckily for us, Freaky
It
Nicky
worked.
made a wish.
Freaky Nicky.
And he didn't have time to make himself throw up. Though, also unluckily for us, Nikki then did wake back up, but she's surrounded by like the corpses
All
of
her
like her three
friends
best
dead.
friends.
That
Yeah, I do
was-
want to talk about that ending.
That,
We're
I,
like scouting
moment.
listening to her screams was the most horrifying thing I've ever
Yeah, I nearly
had to go
cried.
through.
I nearly cried.
the moment when she's
Woke
like
up.
already screaming in pain, and then she like the wish goes away, right? Because he dies, and then she comes back, and then starts screaming in pain again. That was the most.
I felt like
Like-
puking. I was genuinely just horrified.
Yeah.
That would have
It was
been awful.
awful.
Because another thing the director was saying was that, you know how during the scene on the bed, she had that really blank expression, and you could tell that was the real Nikki, right? Right, guys?
But in
Yeah.
the bed scene.
Yeah.
Which one? When she's talking or in the sex scene?
Yeah, the sex scene.
That terrible.
Yeah, how she had that
I
blank
didn't want to talk
face.
about that as well.
Yeah. I remember the actress saying that the director was like, real Nikki is almost always present. She's almost always seeing what's going on. It's
Right.
like she's sitting in a dark room watching through it like a TV what is
Like the
happening
sunken
around
place
her.
and Get Out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's very sunken place. I think
It's very sunken
And I
place,
think-
Yeah.
which makes that even
Yeah.
more terrifying to me.
Well, because apparently, and I mean, I didn't pick up on this, and I think it's because it's kind of like Hereditary, where depending on how bright your like TV or your cinema screen is, depends on how much you're gonna see.
Oh,
Because like in
Yeah.
Hereditary, there's that like shot when Tony Clay like looks back at her room and there's like the grandma ghost, which it depends on how high your brightness is whether you can actually see the grandma or not. Same sort
Yeah.
of thing. So I didn't see this, but apparently she had tears rolling down her face in that scene
yeah,
while she was doing that, which I didn't notice, but makes it just more.
yeah, and I
horrific
want to
and
talk about
upsetting.
that scene because I think
We should talk about Perfume
it's-
soon.
Oh yeah, I think like it is rape, and
Yeah.
it's I
Yeah,
don't
it is.
I don't know how necessary that scene is, and I think
See,
it's
I
shocking.
thought it was.
Yeah.
See,
What?
I thought it was necessary just because it was. I think it's encapsulated the entire movie almost. Just every little detail in that scene, from how he wasn't looking at her, to like just kind of all of it, and how fake it was, and it was. I mean, it was so horrific and upsetting. I nearly had to get up
Yeah.
and leave, but I think it did encapsulate the film.
Yeah,
almost
but then I
perfectly.
think there's also there's another sequence which I think is better where she's looking at him and he's watching the TV and then he turns her face back.
Oh my
That
god,
is
True.
that is a better moment and that communicates the same thing. And I don't know how much. I think it does. But I think this rape scene is just the same thing but more shocking. And I think in some ways I kind of love that because he got to do what he wanted. He got to shock the audience. He got to make the audience remember that because that is terrifying. But then also I think it was kind of funny. Like this might be people were laughing and I kind of chuckled because the way she's moaning is kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
It's like so
And
over the
it's
top.
so
and
over the top, yeah. And the way, because the scene before is like a normal. I don't remember the scene
It
before.
was the diner
but
scene, and it just jump
the
cuts
diner
to that.
scene. Okay, yeah, and
Yeah.
it jump cuts to that, and I think that is kind of silly. It's kind of
Yeah,
silly, and
true.
they overlay the
Yeah.
moaning, and then it cuts, and I think that's kind of weird. I don't want to laugh at that.
No.
And I think that's my one. That's kind of honestly my one.
No, I
problem
get
with
that
the film.
because like that jump cut, like as it was kind of just it was a silly jump cut just because it was like jump scare.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, there was one that made me jump, which was Sarah in the car when she closes the door, and it jumps to the door closer, and it was like really loud. I thought that was a bit silly, but I think that was my one problem, where it's like, how much
I
do we
mean,
need that? But I think we
I
do
think-
also. Here's another side. I've thought about this scene a lot. I think we do need to show them having sex because they're in a relationship, and he's going to make her do that, and I think they're probably going to need to show that as well. So I think maybe on the other hand, maybe it was necessary to show
because it shows the like
I-
horrific
Yeah.
reality of what's actually
Yeah.
like.
I feel like the scene was somewhat necessary, but the way that they did it was kind of not necessary. Like I don't feel like the aggressive jump to it was very necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I feel like
agree.
it would have been interesting to see how Bear treats her in the lead up to it.
Oh, no,
I
but
think that-
I don't want to see that.
I
No
don't
one
wanna
wants to
see
see that,
that.
but I feel like
'Cause that
that
would
could have
be
been a really
longer.
interesting way to show
True.
the dynamic between them
Yeah,
more.
Maybe, but then I think that would have been
Also,
that would have been
what was
that would have
cut
been
from that
even
scene?
more. Oh yeah.
What I
Yeah.
heard, they cut a bit from it, but essentially she was meant to, like, Nikki was meant to wake up, like how she did
No.
the first thing, and start screaming and throw herself off the bed, and like Bear would just stand there while she's like wailing and screaming, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then she would just snap back to normal Nikki, and he'd just go back to it, and he'd just wait for her
Yeah.
to snap
I
back.
think I would have
That-
actually
No,
like
that
just
would
like
have been-
sobbing.
That would have been
I think I would have
That
left.
I think would have, yeah, I
Would
would
have
have
left
had
the
to leave.
cinema.
I
I'd
think
had
that
to
would
leave.
have
I
been
couldn't stand
I-
through that.
yeah.
It's a very, I think like I think I agree with like all of you in a sense. I think like I agree with Jack that it is, in a way, it is necessary. And I mean, it was very short.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was very short, which is
did
what I
But I
like.
also agree that I think the way the silliness of it was sort of wrong.
Yeah.
And but I do think it was like a big point of showing the true horror in their relationship. Like the
the
truth that it's
reality.
wrong
Mm.
and this is wrong and this is bad. And now
Mm.
it's starting to be, now it's becoming even harder to empathize with Bear, and it's becoming easier to understand how that this is fucked up for Nikki, and she's like two
And
people
then-
in a sense.
Yeah.
And I also like agree with Matiu that I think it's important to show the intimacy because it is an important part of any relationship.
Yeah, and that
But-
would
but-
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
This wish
Yeah.
thing happened. But yeah, and
It
I
was
think I don't know.
horrific.
I mean, it was pretty much as good as it could have gotten, I guess, in like this showing the horror and in kind of, I guess, being tasteful. But I don't know if there's ever a tasteful way of showing something like that.
No, exactly.
But
No.
I think,
Something so
like, I
fucking
mean,
horrific.
it's not like Pulp Fiction, which I personally
Yeah.
don't like. That you know.
Yeah.
At
No,
least
I
it's
agree.
not sort of fetishized.
Yeah, I also
No.
think because of where it was in the point of the timeline, now that I'm looking at it, the silliness kind of makes more sense in the fact, like, it's kind of like earlier on in the film when it
Yeah.
still retained some of the silliness and some of that severe sympathy. So I
Mm.
think
I
now that I'm
think,
looking at it, it kind of makes a little sense. It's not right, but it makes more sense because if they were to take it in a very serious route, it would have to be further
Mm.
into the movie when it gets more serious, and then I think
Yeah.
it throws the timeline off a little bit in that progression of their relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also
Like-
I think it was important because Eli raises this a lot, but with these kind of movies, you're gonna have like those incels that completely misinterpret it, and we're already seeing
Yeah.
that. We're seeing the men being like, "I didn't know my ex-girlfriend was in this."
Been there, brother. Been there.
Been
Why
there.
is she so
That's one
emotional?
of the top
Why is she
comments
so
on
emotional?
Perfume is like the first. It's just like this is the first example of incel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean these
Um,
movies connect very well. We can
I,
talk about
um,
that, but can we just talk about? I love.
But yeah,
Indy Never
I-
Ending. Can we just?
Oh shoot, her performance was so good.
I mean, I think we
It
already
was
did that,
so
but I
good.
think to me that is the most
One of the best performances I've ever
impressive. Well, one of the most impressive debuts ever. Apparently,
Yeah.
she was in 13 Reasons Why and Superman and Lois. But
Yeah.
you know, I
This
think
was
this is one of her
so
first movies.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
and
the
I
next
think
big thing.
I think honestly she was more impressive to me than Mia Goth in X and Pearl, but maybe
Yeah.
that might be a recency. But she's
No, I
love
agree.
Mia Goth. I do love
I
Mia
love
Goth
her,
precious.
but
Yeah.
also this knocked it out of the park, and it's gonna be so hard for her to keep that up. I feel like.
Well, I hope she just
Well,
keeps doing more interesting projects. I think.
I think
Yeah.
this is although like another example of
metal.
like how obviously she was phenomenal, but like the most acting like always is easier to be very shocked by and impressed by. Like I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of the time like she was doing the most, like she had a huge performance and she was extreme, so it's very, and she did a fantastic job.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
And I think it's also important, like I think what really made her stand out especially is that she didn't just do the extremes amazingly, she did the subtle stuff, like
Yeah.
the subtle
So
change
well.
between freaky Nikki and then normal Nikki, because there was a lot of
So
subtle
well.
with that.
Mm.
And I think that's what
Yeah.
because I just feel
Yeah.
I think half the battle is going to be finding a role that gives her that range to do
Yeah,
that again.
I hope she
mean,
just
that makes
doesn't go
sense. Like
into
finding a good enough project that has the ability to let her shine that's those skills, because we all know if an actor books a shit role, then the acting's going to be shit, because the role the writing shit, the film's shit. Like,
well, we'll get to that in
well,
Perfume.
yeah.
Anyway, well,
True.
one last thing I wanted to say about Obsession was I love how Tim Robinson coded it is.
oh
Because
yes,
like
Tim
I know
Robinson
so
is
many of us
credited as an
loved
influence, which is
I love
hilarious.
Tim Robinson
Yeah.
so much, and
We
they're
do
just like
love him.
the little bits at the cut to her when it's like kiss the person to your left, and she's just like frowning and she stomps
Oh.
over. It feels like a really fucked up Tim Robinson sketch, and it
Mm.
Yeah.
feels like some kind of like I think you should leave, and it's like little moments like that, like the
Yeah.
phone call. The guy on the phone sounds like a guy from like I Think You Should Leave if they have like a customer service
Yeah.
thing. Like
They
it's
don't
so
really
funny,
do
Yeah.
and like those
Yeah.
little funny bits, I think they were good. They were like they felt appropriate at the times they were there.
That's
And then
that's
also
to
just
me,
like as a Tim Robinson fan, I was like I could see it, and I was like, this is so good.
Yeah,
This is
me
I
so
and-
watched
good.
a movie with him in it last night. Tim Robinson.
Oh, you're the American Pickle. You saw that? Yeah. I was tempted to watch that. I was tempted to watch a bunch
It's
of his
so
movies where
awful.
he's in.
It's
Yeah,
so
it looks
bad.
bad. But
It's so bad. And Tim
he
Robinson
play-
did it for like 30 seconds. He's like a lawyer, and I love that 30 seconds. But anyway, Perfume.
yeah. Oh no, I
Perfume.
just wanted to say I love Tim Robinson. Yeah, is there anything more we want to say? I think I just love him. I think the comedy reminds me of Get Out, and I just love Get Out
Yeah.
and love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would like to say like the humor
Mm.
is almost like is like as important as the horror in that
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
I think because I think it makes it bearable,
Yeah,
and it
makes
makes
it
it
bear-
like it actually
it's
so
bearable.
important. Yeah,
If it
Yeah.
was just constant like horror, constantly horrific, we would not have liked it as much. Definitely.
No,
like,
yes, yeah.
yeah, and because
And
it's
then-
Like
Like,
the
it was
phone
so
call,
bad.
like the phone call moments, like it makes it breathable to go to the
and it
Yeah.
also
hospital.
it makes it know that the people who are making it aren't actually like, because I think a lot of like freaky horror movies, there's like, as the director's kind of into that, like is it something
Yeah.
that kind of makes it feel
Tarantino.
that,
What?
like
Yeah,
you could so
Tarantino.
easily
Yeah.
make a movie
Said that?
like that be sort of fetishy. But
Yeah.
I think the comedy elements, and it makes it know that this is actually just an insane like concept, and it is
Yeah.
absolutely wild.
Yeah.
But it's also fucked
And
up.
I think
so it's
that is the magic of these horror comedy directors, because I've loved all of them. There's not one kind of comment
Yeah.
like where they, and because they have this balance with the most insane thing ever, like Nope is insane, and Us, but then they have these hilarious moments with the, like I remember Get Out. It just makes me laugh where Chris is trying to do the fist bump, and then the other guy shakes his hand. But like that is so funny. And I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
and it hasn't gotten old, and it's so fresh and cool. But we can move on.
To Perfume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, his next movie, Carrie Barker's next movie, is about
Anything
like
but
ghost
ghosts.
hunters. Yeah, ghost hunters, and it's got Aaron Paul. Let's go.
And
Aaron
Bryce
Paul.
Dallas Howard.
And Bryce Dallas Howard. Aaron Paul.
I'm
and
so
Bryce.
excited. I'm so
excited
sad.
for
I'm
that.
so ready.
And apparently he already
And
filmed
also-
it.
What?
everyone listening, you should go. If Obsession's still in theaters, you should
Oh,
go and
go.
support, because
Go
it's
support.
actually
Yes.
indie and made by really cool people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
it's
Yeah.
still in
and also
theaters
it's-
when you're listening to this. You should
It's the only movie that if we don't include December, because December the box office is weird, but if we're going to talk box office facts, it's the only movie where when it's in its third week at number one, it went up in value even more, which hasn't happened since E.T. in 1984.
Wow.
Wow.
So and E.T. had Steven Spielberg, and but
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
only movie where
And
the
also-
value went up, and it's just still
Yeah.
going up, and it's beating friggin' Star Wars and Devil Wears Prada 2. Who cares? And it's
Mhm.
and I'm so happy,
Literally.
and now Backrooms is next to it, so that's cool.
Sweet.
Also,
Yeah.
go support your local cinemas, because like
Local
you can't beat the big screen, and
Mm.
they're trying to get rid of them. They're trying to get rid of the cinema experience,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
I will personally keep them afloat if I have to.
Yeah.
Just book out everything. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, we can move on. We love it.
Yeah.
Will we give ratings? Will we give ratings? I'd give it
That
like a
was
9
supposed to
out
be a
of
little
10.
quick chat. It's been like almost an
No,
hour.
I think we'd
50
like
minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
listen.
I just wanted to share some other good news of indie filmmaking. The
Indie
Amazing
filmmaking.
Digital Circus, which I know none of you here have watched. But
I care about it, though.
opening day in cinemas. It's only in cinemas for 4 days
Mm.
across the world. 4 days. Opening night made $8 million.
That's
Oh,
impressive.
that's great.
Opening night, $8 million. And
Yeah.
today's the last day it's in cinemas.
Wait,
so I'm
are you
gonna
going
go
to see it,
today.
Tiger? Oh, yeah.
I'm going to see it today with Remy. Yeah.
Wait, aren't you seeing Backrooms?
I'm seeing Backrooms straight after.
Whoa.
I'm
Yeah,
going
she's
back to
doing
back.
Oh, my God.
Double indie
Yeah, I
horror
mean, I'm
feature.
so
Double
glad.
indie horror film.
I'm
I
so
was gonna
glad.
ask if I can go to that, but I definitely want to go see Backrooms tonight.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
But I do-
Backrooms. We'll talk about Backrooms, and you can talk about Amazing Digital Circus next week. Or
I do have
episode.
to get. I have work in like an hour and a half, so we might need to start talking about.
Oh,
Perfume.
Yeah,
true,
we'll talk
true.
about
Perfume.
Perfume.
We'll talk
All right,
about
I've got the book. I want to read the blurb because it's actually really funny. This is
Okay.
like a review that someone left. Born in sweaty 18th century Paris, Guernouy has a distinctive, even in infancy. I don't know if that is grammatically correct, but yeah.
Well, okay. Well, Tiger, why don't you introduce the movie? Tell us what it's about and why you chose it.
Okay. So Perfume is about Jean-Baptiste Grenouille, who is a French orphan in like 18th century Paris, who has born with an unusual ability of smell and becomes a perfumer and a murderer. And the reason I chose this movie was not because I was like, yes, this is peak cinema, I love it. Was because I thought it's such a bizarre movie to have done so incredibly well. It did
well.
really well, and people loved it. And I find that very bizarre. And I wanted to hear everyone else's thoughts on this movie because it's really weird. It's really out there.
It's
So
It's
weird.
so strange, and I think this movie walks so Obsession could run. Like it's
Yeah.
so strange to me, especially the last half an hour.
Yeah, that ending.
Well,
The ending, we're gonna spoil it, but the ending,
well, we don't
I
have to
remember
talk.
watching that
Let's
in
not
the
spoil
living
it
room,
right
being like, "What am I witnessing right now?"
okay. We should
okay,
wait.
we'll talk-
Little backstory
general
on it.
thoughts,
I got
general
it. I
thoughts.
want to share this. Okay, so
what?
basically spoilers for the movie. Jean
No,
Baptiste.
wait.
Wait.
Can we talk about just our general thoughts, and then you can say all these
Okay,
facts?
okay, because I've
So,
got
like, what
what
do
it
we
was
think
based on.
the
I've
movie
got
was
what it was
good?
based on.
Yeah, well, we can
Yeah.
talk about that later.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
we
Cool.
think the movie was good? Like, what we think? Like Jack or Tiger? I don't know. So
I actually don't know how I feel about the film.
Yeah.
I have so many mixed emotions about it because I
Mhm.
was enthralled and I thought it was like a really
Visually
like
cool.
yeah, it was really beautiful and it was really cool and like the idea was so weird and it was like really weird, which I liked. And then at the same time, I didn't like how it felt so male gazy
Yep.
Yeah.
because
Very.
I was like, it's kind of abundantly clear that some guy directed this because like this man is killing beautiful virginal women and turning them into perfume that makes people smell it and they go crazy because they think he's the Messiah.
Yeah.
Like, kind
So-
of like it's
it's
such
so
a weird concept, but
bizarre.
it also feels quite like objectifying.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I don't
well,
know.
the guy it was based off is even more bizarre than the movie, if that's at all possible.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's how like, you know, I'm not a woman, so I don't know if that's how you guys feel.
I
But to
am.
me, I
Well-
was kind of sitting there and I was like, some of it felt very like 'cause we talked about how with Obsession, he didn't make it feel like he was like, it didn't feel like he was like kind of into this whole idea. With this, it felt kind of like the director was like fetishizing
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
killing and smothering women in animal fat to make perfume.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
thought
still,
it was.
I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was bad. I thought it was bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was bad. I thought it was boring. I thought it was so male gazy, and we are all
Yeah.
hyping it up as if it's like so freaky. It's so fucking boring for so long. It's so boring, and then like the
Wow.
last 30 minutes are like, okay, that was pretty hilarious. And so I get it now. Like the last 30 minutes, pretty hilarious, but it was so boring. It
It did
Okay.
not need to be 2.5 hours.
Did not
That was
need to be
Oh,
2.5
unnecessary.
hours, brother. Yeah.
But I really I really enjoyed Jean-Baptiste, his acting of this. I thought it was really interesting the way he acted. And like there's like this progression over the film, especially talking like being trained by Giuseppe. Just what is his name? Whatever that guy was, his mentor guy.
The guy
like,
who was also in Meet the Fockers.
Meet the fuckers.
Yeah. But Jean-Baptiste, he had like this progression arc of like growing like growing consciousness in like the sense that he was like learning more, and you could hear that with his dialogue, and the way he was acting was slightly more formal as he was going through it. I thought it was like really subtle and cool, his acting. Yeah.
No, I thought, because I love Ben Whishaw, so fun. The Ben Whishaw, the lead, he also plays Paddington, the voice.
Yeah.
And I think that's really funny. But I
So
think he's
funny.
so good. He's so good as Paddington. But I think this movie, he really did not elevate anything. He was so dull, and he was so.
Okay.
I thought he was just like, because he plays this cold performance, and you don't get to know much about how he's singing, and that's cool. But I just thought he was just like so stupid. And when he like goes into the darkness and like wraps up into a ball. His face is just like, he looks like he's thinking about like what he's gonna have for dinner tonight. He just like looks like he's like, did I leave the iron on? Like,
What do you think? So?
I didn't think it was boring. I thought it was actually very interesting. I also really like the whole idea of it. I think it's like really weird and strange and very
so
creepy.
strange.
The idea of a guy, I do agree there were some parts that I didn't like about it, but I like for sure. But I just find it really weird, and I like the idea of a guy who's grows up, and he's a psychopath. Like he's a essentially he's a psychopath. Like he can't feel emotion, but he can feel like smells. And and I kind of agree with what Jack was saying. The thing that I didn't like was how
real gazing.
It was, I just felt like it was just a bit off. Like the way they were, like, I get the whole thing where the closest thing he sort of, I mean, to me, I was like, oh, like the closest thing he got to love was this amazing smell of this woman. And then because he's an uneducated, like, psychopath in the 1800s, he literally, like, fucking killed her. And it was horrible. Oh, sorry. Sorry, spoiler. I don't know if we're allowed.
That's like the beginning.
we can get into it. We'll get into it now. Spoilers, yeah.
Okay.
We're so good at this.
I think, but like, I just thought it was still so interesting when the first woman that he encounters, and then he is so obsessed with the smell, and he's like trying to get all the smell out of her, and he's like obsessed with it, and it's the most freakiest thing ever. But I feel like if it was done better, it could have been so interesting. Yeah, and cool, but I couldn't stop thinking like that's just like weird. Like why?
It's so weird.
Like, and all of the women, like there were lots of ugly men. There were not many like ugly women, if you know what I mean, like stereotype. Like all of the women were very, very beautiful. Even when they didn't. I get part of the point was that there is like this beauty in these women, but also like towards the end when everyone's obsessed with each other, it's still all really like mostly like pretty girls with, and then the
yes,
I don't know.
It's exactly. Very male content, because at the end there was like obviously the men had a lot of women there, but also the women were also really friendly with each other, but there was no friendly men with each other. I was like,
I did notice that.
I was like, okay, and where's the gay man?
Where were the gay men?
I would have loved if the Pope was shaking it with a man. If the Pope was shaking a man, that would have been
exactly. But the Pope was with this really young, hot girl, and to me that proves that there's some sort of weird male gazing thing going
definitely.
On with the
see. So I agree with you. Like the idea is so cool.
The idea is so
it's just
unique.
Why people must have loved the book.
It's so unique.
No, because I do kind of love the idea, and I kind of like love it in this weird way. But at the same time, it was just so male gazy, and that the execution was kind of off. That it made it feel really icky.
The production, it was Germany at the time. It was Germany's most expensive film ever.
Also, that's weird because why they spoke English? I don't like that.
That was also weird. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. It was the French accent.
And it's a German director. It's literally a German director.
I did like that because the website I was using to pirate it had Icelandic baked on, so I couldn't get English subtitles. It was just baked on Icelandic under the film the entire time. So yeah.
Okay.
So I'm happy with the English.
Okay.
I did like the visuals of the world. Like, there was nothing there that even in the slightest resembled modern day fashion, technology, landscape. It was so completely just like absorbed in this world of 18th century Paris. Like,
True.
And like the little
think,
junkies they used to make perfume. So cool.
I think these setups interesting, but I think the way they present it is just I just hate the narrator. I think the way the narrator talks, it sounds like a fairy tale, and then you're watching this horrific stuff. But it's like they're not calling it anything, and they're narrating him like he's just a nice guy.
That's John Hurt you're talking
that's kind of
about.
like
I do
with
know
Obsession.
John
It's
Hurt,
like
that is
the
John Hurt.
like Bear's trying to be like I'm the victim.
About.
But Bear, like I don't know. I love the way they do it in Obsession way more.
Yeah,
I think,
the Obsession does it way better than Perfume. But okay.
Yeah, I think Bear's like actually punished, and we see all of his wrongdoings immediately. Pretty much, it's all right there.
Oh yeah,
and I think not
punished.
Oh yeah, the dude.
I was looking forward to watching.
He got a very satisfying death
because I thought that would have been because I like horror and I was like that would be really interesting. Parts of it had been really graphic. Like that'd be so like interesting to see how they do that because they were like gonna break all his limbs and then like crucify him. I'm like I'm here for this honestly. Let it happen, and then he just wafted his perfume at everyone and they all started banging.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so
but like at the very end, I found his death very satisfying, but still grotesque.
I hated his death. He got what he wanted. He made people eat him. He got what he wanted. I didn't like that. Well, I guess actually no. I mean, it was kind of interesting. I mean, so, but, like he got what he wanted. He wanted people to eat.
This is something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Something I find really okay. What was the deal with every time someone benefited off him? Like every time there was some great big deal, they would die.
I know. Like, I noticed.
What was that about? Was he actually? Did he? Okay, so if you guys remember, the first time we see it is when he leaves the orphanage. The lady who runs the orphanage makes shit tons of money by selling him off, and then she gets shivved in the alleyway. We see her get stabbed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder.
We see it happen again with everyone.
And
then the building with the mental guy collapses. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's trying to show that
and then the guy that took him in and gave him a job got hanged.
Yeah.
As well.
And then also his mum got hanged. That was the first.
His mum tried to kill him. I love the comment on Letterboxd that's like, I wish the mum tried better killing him so I didn't have to watch the remaining.
The mum didn't try to kill him. She had like, what did it say? She had like 5 still baths. So she just
had like
assumed
9 kids.
She just assumed that she'd had 5 children and all of them had been stillbirths.
No, it was
so she just assumed he was going to be a stillbirth, so she left him under the stalk. She thought, oh, it's just my stillborn baby, and then he started crying, and people noticed, so they hung her. But then, and then there was the orphanage lady who had a throat slit. The tanner guy who gave him a job drunkenly fell into the lake. Baldini's house collapsed on top of him, and the guy that gave him a job got hung for his crimes because the people, even though they like knew it was him, didn't know it was him because the perfume made them.
Yeah, they found the clothes and the hair in his backyard.
I feel like that must have been something they used that was written in the book. And part of me, again with him dying. So was he straight up eaten alive, or did he like disappear as like some sort of weird angel god?
I mean, I think they literally ate him, but I think it's trying to show something. But I mean, I think the way that everyone died behind, like, I think like in universe they ate him. I think, but obviously, I think it's showing something. But I think the fact that everyone died behind him, I think it was just kind of showing that he's kind of leaves terror behind, and he doesn't process this, and he's kind of
he leaves a path of destruction, but he's completely apathetic to it.
Yeah, and he doesn't realize even. But I don't think that was planned. Like, if you're thinking literally, maybe the book would shed some light on that. But I do think it's excessive and it's stupid. I think
I kind of like it
because it keeps happening.
No, I like it.
And I think it's just like gross out shock. Like, whoa, they did not just do that.
I don't know.
And I think to me a lot of it felt like Saltburn. Here's a second Saltburn reference. A lot of it felt like Saltburn, where everyone says Saltburn's so freaky, but it's like all they're doing is just showing you freaky things. And because there's no weight behind it, to me it's not freaky. Obviously, he does a bunch of weird things in Saltburn, but to me there's like nothing I'm thinking about while this is happening. It's just I'm just seeing something horrific. The same with Perfume. I'm just like, okay, she got shivved, all right, now he died, because there's no weight behind it. I mean, it looks cool the way the
It
house
looks
collapsed.
really cool.
I mean, I think my favorite part was that, I mean, that guy's performance, his mentor. I thought he did a fun performance. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, so I read about
Yeah.
the reception of the film, and no, like it was well it was mixed reviews. The
Yeah.
acting was really well received for Ben Whishaw and Alan Rickman,
Mm.
but for
Yeah.
Dustin
Yeah.
Hoffman, who played Baldini.
Oh, Dustin
he,
Hoffman, that was him. Oh, okay, I didn't even
Yeah,
recognize
so
him.
the
That
guy
was fun.
from
Wait, who
Meet the
played who, sorry?
Flockers, Baldini.
Dustin
Oh,
Hoffman
is it the
played the
mentor?
mentor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he apparently his performance was poorly received by a lot
Oh
of
yeah, I
viewers.
mean, it was like a terrible accent, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was like the
I thought
only
it was
fun
good.
performance
So
with energy.
the Los Angeles Times, Karina Chocano, said his performance was disconcertingly kitsch and over the top, which kind of real, but like I kind of love when that happens as well, because it's like
yeah,
kind of
I mean, I would
Yeah.
agree,
and
but
it's a
I mean,
man
I
in
think
a wig and powder makeup talking about
Yeah,
making perfume.
but
He's
I
like,
thought-
don't
I
to make
thought-
the perfume wrong.
yeah, but I thought, I mean, like, I just thought Ben Whishaw and Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman, I was looking forward to him. I was like, I think Alan Rickman elevates everything he's in. And
Oh, yeah.
I
And
think
I think it's
he's
the same
the
with
only
this.
reason everyone likes Snape is because he's great. But I think this one, he just has no energy. He has nothing. I did
No,
not.
I
see
did.
anything
I
he did.
loved Alan Rickman.
Yeah, I did not.
loved
I thought
his
he was-
character.
I found his
Nah.
character really interesting because I did think he did I think it was a pretty good performance. And
Yeah,
also I think for me it was like he was the only person who had who was like actually maybe going to stop this guy. Like
Yeah.
even and it was weird because part of me is like, but he's also being kind of like a douchebag dad. But then part of me is also
Well,
somehow rooting for him. 'cause
Honestly,
he's
I
also
don't think
the
he was a
only
douchebag
man.
dad. Because like
I thought
literally
he
there was a
was-
serial killer that was going to kill his daughter. So like he was doing what he
Yeah.
had to, and like it was awful. But like I
Yeah.
feel like he was
I-
like at his like
but then he married her
end.
off.
that was
But then he
okay.
married. Yeah.
But even
I-
then, that was like getting her away from this man who was trying to turn her into perfume.
Yeah, I have a
Um,
lot of opinions around that character, Laura. Especially because of who they cast for Laura,
Oh, who did they cast?
a 15-year-old girl.
Oh,
What?
I didn't even. I thought you let.
She
you-
was
Damn.
15
Right.
when they filmed it, and that's why. Because I remember watching it, and all the dead bodies that came back, they were just like lying on the ground, fully exposed.
But
with
she
her,
was-
she's lying
she was covered.
chest down with a blanket over her, and I was like, "Huh, I wonder why that is." Google it. She's 15.
Right. Pretty bad. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's
I-
just so much. There's so much terrible things that happen, but the way it's presented is just not.
Yeah,
it's
also-
not
That's
interesting.
kind of crazy as well, because I literally said to my boyfriend while we were watching it, that is either like because like the way people used to dress in the olden days, that is either she is a 15-year-old girl or she's like of age, but there's like no telling because they did just marry off children back then.
Yeah,
And so I was like, how old is she? But I didn't actually bother to really like find out. But so the actress was 15 herself.
the actress
the
was
actress
15.
was
The
15,
character was
damn.
16. The character was
Oh,
16.
okay, so much better, guys.
Oh,
Oh, so much
everything's
better.
okay.
But the actress was 15, and I remember I googled that, and I was like, "Oh."
I'm
Yeah.
fine with the character being 16 because it's in the olden days and also it's just
But I
weird
would-
all over.
Rather
And
it's
it's
already a
wrong
weird
by a
film.
Either way.
19-year-old, you know.
I would much prefer an older actor. Like
Yeah,
the
the actor.
character being
Younger.
16, I actually understand.
Character-
Like that's
yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
and
yeah,
messed
yeah,
up.
yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
but the actor needs to be.
The actor needs to be.
Because
That's
yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Can we
sexualized
talk
in that.
about? Can we talk about the baby CGI? Can we just talk about the baby CGI?
The
At
first
the start,
scene?
The start
I
where
I
he
don't
loved it.
remember
goes,
baby CGI.
he like
Oh my
holds the
god,
finger.
that was
Oh
tough as
my
hell.
God.
That was
Wait, what was
so
this?
goofy. That was
Okay, that was in the
terrible right at
orphanage.
start.
I
Wait,
was
wait.
The
cackling.
orphanage. Yeah,
I don't.
that
Wait, when was this?
So
Okay, this
the
was in
opening
the.
scene, and the baby,
Not the-
it's baby Jean Baptiste is the baby in the orphanage, and he grabs the finger and he goes,
And he sniffs it.
Oh yeah.
and it was like
I
it was the
love
goofiest
that.
shit ever.
It's
No,
That shit is like
Yeah,
what
it
I
was
wanted the
hilarious.
film to be. Like I
Yeah.
wanted
well,
it
right
to be leaning into the craziness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
really liked the beginning when okay, first of all, craziest birth I think I've ever seen in cinema. She literally goes down and then
And
goes
then she
like,
starts
"Ugh," and then the baby
Yeah.
comes out.
And,
Well, that's
and it
so
makes a
stupid.
pop noise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
stupid.
nice. You were right. Yeah, it's,
Get it?
no,
was
but I
unreal.
would
It
love, I would love
so
the movie to
funny.
be like that, but most
Yeah.
of it is telling us this different tone. So
Yeah,
and
the
then
beginning
when it
was
does this
so
stupid
funny.
voiceover and this stupid.
I was thinking about the
Baby.
voiceover. Okay, another
Oh.
thing about the baby scene, I also really liked how he was born in the stinkiest place on Earth.
Yeah.
Like surrounded by meat and fish. I like that.
And like
then as a
shock,
baby,
yeah,
he's
it
like,
was
"Oh my
just
god,
shock.
it's so smelly." I thought that was funny, but I agree.
Yeah.
What was I
Sorry.
gonna?
I'm doing some research while I'm doing this.
It's okay.
The first girl that died, that character
The
was
plum girl.
15, but the actress was 22.
See?
I'm like, I would
Yeah.
rather that for Laura too.
Right.
Yeah.
The first girl.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, I'm just thinking you're talking about the narrator, and I just thought,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're talking about how he was born in this dingy setting, and I think that's interesting. But the way they showed it was just so silly.
No, I
It was
liked
just so,
it.
I just sorry for being really negative, but I just thought
No,
like, this
go
movie
ahead.
was taking. It was just like draining my soul already, like by the opening, and it was like going. It was like all these like worms for no reason. They kept cutting.
Yeah.
It did these like pans that were so silly.
Yeah.
And you could see
Yeah.
it cut during the pan, and it was like so
Yeah.
strange. And
Oh,
I just
yeah.
thought it was. I mean, I don't know. I like. There's so many cool ideas. I don't know. I mean, they are interesting ideas, but every single time they presented something, either was just laughing or I was just like, "What are you showing me?" Because there's so many. There's so many moments where I'm like, I think I'm meant to be feeling something like okay. Here's my least favorite scene is the first death. And the first
Yeah.
so when he just keeps sniffing her over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I can see it work in a book, and it can be interesting in a
Right.
book.
Right.
I think
True.
a book could be good. You know, the book's always better because people always in books when you're reading, you think of the thing that you would want to see, and so
Yeah.
books are always better. But I think the way it just keeps going and going, and you don't see him sniffing it. You see the lady. You just see this lady.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
see.
no.
Like you don't see because the point is like wow he's crazy, but you're watching this naked lady, and
especially
that's
in the
crazy.
lead up to her death. Especially in the lead up to her death. You know, where she's like peeling the plums and he's like standing behind her creepily. The camera literally went like this. It went
my
over
God.
the shoulder and then straight onto her tits. And
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
leave it. And I was like,
I
what are you
think-
doing?
Yeah.
I just think there's part of me that thinks the story and there's some aspects of it that I think could have been so cool, but it just has the ick because I think like what you're saying about the book, the guy, I think he might have really liked the book, but when he was reading it, he was like, yeah, he's smelling up this like, you know, hot girl, and so he makes a film presenting that thought, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of liked how we're watching this literal psychopath, and I kind of liked. I feel like if it was done in a better way, I would have liked the scene of him just literally desperately smelling her. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
And I think it could have been done better. But I agree that it was just bad, and it was very hard to watch. I found it was.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but then
It was
also
gross.
there's lots of effective things that are really hard to watch in films, but
True.
I think this obviously sorry,
Like
I
the
mean,
entire film we talked about for the beginning of this episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this one it was just done poorly. It was just
Yeah.
I don't know.
just-
There's some interesting stuff. I mean, the ending to me, both the freak scene and the ending where he like that kind of last 30 minutes did to me. It was like okay, I understand where we're going. I am thinking about what are you trying to tell me now? But I think
Yeah.
just the slog that you have to get through is just so silly. It's
I
just
kind
so weird. Yeah.
And I
Okay,
kind of wish,
I'm reading the book and the book is way worse. I was reading her death in the book, the
Okay.
first girl's death. Way worse. The movie was way better than the book. The book
I'm
was
just
awful.
read it just
The
now.
book was awful. I was just
No.
skimming it and
Oh.
I was like,
This is like American Psycho. My friend did a copy of American Psycho, and so I read through the scene where he like a couple of the scenes, and the one where he's kills those two women in the movie. It makes the movie look like a Disney film.
yeah.
Like it actually, they toned it down so much.
Yeah.
I know this is off topic, but like I just have to get this off my chest
Well,
because I'm like
Jack-
traumatized by that book.
The real question is why did you go straight to that scene?
No, I was flicking through the pages and then I saw like crazy language.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
There was, like, a car-
but
okay, there was a
I think
car
American
battery
Psycho's so
involved.
good. Like
And like
Yeah.
it's so good.
stuff like
Um,
that. It was bad.
American
Yeah,
Psycho
no,
directed by a woman.
Directed by a woman.
Hello, and written by a gay man.
Hello.
Written by a gay
Hello.
man.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, okay, just
Hello.
from skimming the death of Plum Girl in the book.
Plum
the lead
Girl.
up to
She's not even given a name.
She's not even given a name. She's called Plum Girl.
Oh.
The lead up scene, how in the movie it's literally just a camera like focusing on like her neck and her breast. In the book, he's like smelling the sea salt in her hair, the metal of her necklace around her neck. Like he's smelling all these other things. It's not focused on the skin until she dies, and then he gets really creepy.
Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but when he
I-
dies and he's like ripping off the dress and everything, then it gets really creepy.
Okay.
But
Yes.
the lead up to it, I
Well,
was
I mean,
like, oh,
there's
it's
no
actually
way.
really
There's
sweet.
no way to do this scene not creepily. It's not that
Yeah.
it's not that
'cause
I
he is a
feel like
creep.
it's. Yeah, he's a creep. It's not that I feel like it's just the way it's presented in the movie. It just feels
No, the
like I'm
book-
not
I mean, the
thinking
book-
about anything. I'm
It's
not
making
Part of
it
me-
seem
Yeah.
attractive and hot and fetishizing it instead of
The-
it being
Mm.
solely a fucking
I mean,
victim
the
plot.
Showing her that
book
it's
is
wrong.
him. The book is him describing like sniffing her genitals. So that's.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that.
Oh, and also
But-
don't forget about the elbow wrinkles. There was a lot of description about the smell of her elbow wrinkles.
See, like but then maybe like the freak in me kind of feels like even though that's really weird, it could still be done in a way that shows that it's weird, but also kind of cool.
yeah.
Like the smell of a
Oh, yeah.
person's body. And part of me is wondering, like, I kind of wonder what a director like Yorgos Lanthimos would do with this plot like this.
Mm.
Oh, yes.
Don't you
yeah.
think, like, you know what I mean by, like,
What
the-
Yorgos would do.
Like making it freaky as hell, but also in a creepy
Mm.
way that works and
Mm.
shows the interestingness behind
Yeah,
this
I think.
insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
He
what
should
I
do a
was gonna
remake.
think. Where I think he finds the psychotic, I don't know, beautifulness and all this weird stuff. I think.
Mm.
I think and that's why I'm thinking where, because like something of kindness is filled with stupid shit and weird stuff. But I think to me, I know Tiger's not the biggest fan, but to me, I get a lot from everything in
Yorgos
that movie.
Lanthimos.
I know,
Kinds
I'm
of
just talking about
Kindness.
Kinds of Kindness specifically, where I'm thinking.
I haven't seen
and
it, so
Yeah, I get a lot from, I don't know, his interpretation of like obsession of weird stuff. And
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah.
was thinking a lot about the Ted Bundy movie, which I'm not even a massive fan of anyway. But the Ted Bundy with Zac Efron.
shockingly evil,
I hate
wicked,
that.
and vile.
I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I don't. Oh,
I
you don't like it?
didn't
Yeah, I'm not a
like
big fan
how
of that either.
it came so close to convincing me.
But... What it did?
No,
That's insane.
So silly.
Because I know nothing about Ted Bundy. I knew
Oh.
nothing about him
Oh.
until I watched that film,
Oh.
and I'm just imagining it.
So
I
did you
had the
think it was
same
one of those films
mentality
where it's like,
as
oh,
a
he must be
person that was
innocent?
living that event. Like in that sense that I knew
Right,
nothing about this
right,
man.
okay.
All I'm watching is his charisma on TV.
See,
Mm.
that's what's dangerous about biopics because it's like
Yeah.
you're teaching
Yeah.
people about a real.
Obviously,
thing
I
that
knew
has
he was a
affected-
murderer.
Yeah, just so
Yeah.
you know,
He
he
was, I'm
did
not
serial
supporting
kill.
Ted Bundy. No,
Just so you know,
okay.
he did serial kill quite a few women. Just
Yeah, no, obviously, but I watched it
Good show you
knowing
up
he
to
was
date.
a serial killer, but then I was watching his charisma and I was like, he is so charming, and it's scary.
I mean,
that-
well, but I was just thinking, like, because this movie did remind me of that.
Yeah,
And I think I'm just thinking of like how Zac Efron, he does give a cold performance and he's a serial killer. But I think I don't know, I got more from Zac Efron's kind of performance, and you kind of see the layers of this psychopath, I think. But well, this is just me talking about how I didn't like Ben Whishaw. Obviously you guys did, but I think there's a way to do it, even though I didn't even like that movie that much.
Mm.
But there's a way.
There's a
There's
way.
to do it, and I think, I mean, even Ben Whishaw is in The Lobster. I think he plays a
Yeah.
really
He
funny
is.
one in The
Yeah.
Lobster.
Ah.
Yeah, and
I just
yeah, I
realized.
think Yorgos is good at getting that that energy and making you really think about something
Yeah.
as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really have a specific scene, which is bad.
I
Right.
just realized we never really explained the plot of the film, so people who haven't watched it probably don't understand what we mean with the smells of women's like with the
Well,
film.
we were.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Well, you should. Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
so
you told
We
them
did
the
a
plot.
yeah, we did
He
a
he
yeah.
he's trying to make the perfect perfume, capturing the scent of women. So he's killing all the women to capture their scent, and the way he does that is based off a true story.
Mm.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
tell us.
based
tell
off
us
a true
the-
story.
I wondered.
So let me talk to you about the Tallow Man.
Okay.
The Tallow Man, also called Manuel Blanco Rostamana, was
That sounds like an
Spain's
evil person.
Spain's first ever recorded serial killer, also known as the Werewolf of Ayares. He confessed to 13 murders in 1853, claiming he was afflicted by a curse that turned him into a wolf.
Oh,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
he
I mean,
earned
that's
the,
what
he
that
earned
happened
the
to me.
nickname Tallow Man, which referred to the fact that he would render the fat of his victims to make soap and sell it.
Oh.
Lovely.
Yikes.
Yeah, so that's who Jean Baptiste is based off. Spanish soap man.
Spanish soap man. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, for some reason I thought it was a true story. I mean, until the baby grabbed the thing, I was like, no, no. I mean,
And then
I think
when he popped out
around
of one
about
push and it went.
no, around about
You know.
around about the the end. I was like, okay, this is probably not a true story.
Yeah.
This might not have happened.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the end.
I mean,
What do we guys?
the end. I mean, I think it's dumb. I think it's artsy.
I like the
think,
end, high here.
I didn't get anything from it. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it was so stupid.
But that's not the. It's not trying to make you laugh, right, guys?
True.
I don't think
No,
it's trying to be.
not.
You go,
It's not trying to make you
"Whoa.
laugh.
Oh, everyone's the student has become the master. Oh.
I think I agree that the movie was probably a tad too long and it had some unnecessary scenes and
so
like
long.
I think the ending was stretched out. Like I think those shots of the camera is full of people and the hands. I thought that was so cool. I thought those
That-
shots was
That's
so
the best
I
thing.
liked
Cool.
it when the napkin
That's the
was
best
floating across and like the crowd kept moving with the napkin.
I love that.
The
Yeah, that's the
crowd
best
work
thing.
must have been insane. Like,
yeah,
and-
I
oh
also
my God,
really liked
those-
that they had like the priest and the entire church also
Yeah.
just like completely lose their inhibitions because it's like
mm.
it's fucking crazy. It's like symbolism, like of like I don't know of what, but it just kind of like it feels like so crazy just because they're like clergymen and they're suddenly
Yeah.
taking part in such an unholy act, you know?
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I think.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
the
know, I
best
think-
choreographed scene. I mean, I think I did want to say I did watch. This is what Tom Tykwer. He made Run Lola Run, which is kind of like an indie classic, or what do you call it? A cult classic.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that was interesting. Now I do think because I think Lola, the character, is actually kind of like a girl boss icon, but I
Is
do
this
think
made by the same?
it's made by the
person?
same director,
Right.
and it's German, and I think it's an example of like it's a smaller budget, and I think he works better with a smaller budget. But I do also think that like Lola's kind of in kind of like a a girly outfit, like an exposed outfit, kind of the whole movie. But I do think she's also kind of a great character and really funny and kind of interesting. And it's more of a crime movie, this Lola Run. But I think like he can still direct people well, and I just wanted to say that I thought that was kind of interesting, and I thought it was more Indian. It had some similar themes of obsession, but I mean it was kind of like a time movie. It was really weird. It's like Scott Pilgrim. I'd recommend it. It was good, but it was flawed. But
Yeah.
he is kind of he's an interesting director, but I think so because of that there's like a really well choreographed scene. The ending is really interesting, but I do think I
also like the idea of of like finding your own identity, like how John didn't have his own scent. He was trying to make the perfume, and when people loved him, they loved the scent. They didn't love him.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting too.
Yeah, and that was like with the napkin floating over the crowd. They
Yeah,
all
like
turned
when
away
he
from
when
him
he
to the
like
napkin.
released it, it was like, oh, well, they're not worshiping me. It's the perfume.
Yeah, that's why I think maybe the ending could have been like the big, powerful, shocking, where everyone's suddenly obsessed with the smell, and then he realizes he still is nowhere and has accomplished nothing because he still doesn't. No one loves him. He still didn't get what he wanted. And then what if he just like disappeared? Like he just stepped into the crowd, and everyone was obsessing over each other, and then he just like.
Yes, and then the
we didn't
movie
have
could have
to-
ended.
But I feel like
because the
being
ending.
eaten, he like completely he's
Yeah.
gone. It's just his clothes lying in the street. I feel like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that could have happened literally in the same scene, and that's why I like. I mean,
And then-
I
and
did
also-
think that Alan
It could have
Rickman,
happened
the
in the
last
same
line of
scene.
Alan Rickman, the Alan Rickman character.
Yeah.
Forgive me?
That was kind of interesting.
I don't know how I
thought
feel
that
about
was-
it.
I think
Yeah.
it's because I know. I think if he would have got the smell and he would have smelt his daughters.
I feel
Right.
like that
And then also,
would have
like,
been more
even the-
interesting to explore.
Yeah, but it's like even the pure hatred Alan Rickman's character felt, which you could see when in the torture scene just before it, it melts away the second he actually gets off that perfume just because of how strong it is.
Yeah.
And it causes him to also love and see the innocence of Jean-Baptiste, even though he literally murdered his daughter.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that Alan Rickman's character had left, you know?
I think it would have been really interesting to explore his obsession with the perfume, with the like smelling his dead daughter, like you said, Stella. I thought that could have been really interesting.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, I like the imagery of that. I mean, I thought, okay, a good scene that I liked. I thought the imagery of when he was trying to hide the massive lady in the tub. He was trying to hide it. That was fun.
Yeah.
You know, and how it looked, it was kind of cool. And for some reason, I thought she was still alive, and I don't know why. I was like, just leave, girl. Just get up and leave. And
she was floating in a boiling tub of animal fat.
Yeah.
I have a feeling she wasn't doing the best.
For some reason, I was like, why don't you just take her out? Like so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a fun scene. He was trying to hide it from people, whatever. But I do think every other character that wasn't him, which just did not have much characterization. It was like, no, this is the lady that's like this, but then even him, the point is that he doesn't have much characterization. So
he's trying to find his identity.
Yeah, but and so then overall, then no one has characterization. I mean, except Dustin Hoffman, which I think is funny. But then I think he's also flawed in other ways.
But I found it really funny in the court scene when they were like, "Well, obviously we know what he wants," and then they're like, "Well, he didn't actually violate any of the women." Then the men were like, "How could this be?" What is it?
Yeah, not technically. He didn't technically rape anyone. That's not cool. That's what I feel. That's
he only wrapped them in fat and boiled them and like used them to make a perfume.
I know. I think we could argue he probably did violate them and like probably
dude,
like
dude.
No, but
He
that's what
ripped open her
I've
dress
seen.
and was rubbing his hands going,
I've heard people like, not technically.
not technically.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, then it's
Technically,
fine.
he's an innocent man.
It's actually fun.
Let this man walk free.
Been there, brother. Why are they so emotional?
Brother.
Why are they so
It is interesting with the characterization. Like, I think part of his character was kind of compelling because he's just like I feel like he was just like nothing, and part of me wonders if it would have been more interesting without the voiceover. Because I think lots of movies that are based on book feel the need to lots of movies that are based on book had voiceovers because they're filling in things that when you read it as a book you can know. But then in the movie, I'm wondering if it would have been interesting for us to try and make our own interpretations as to what the hell this guy's thinking because he's a psychopath, you know.
Well,
I guess that would be hard, but maybe more.
The book is not from his point of view; it's in third person.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
So it doesn't really have Jean-Baptiste's personal voice in the actual book. You kind of, because I've read like the first couple chapters of it, and you kind of go through what his events without knowing his thoughts behind it, and that kind of emphasizes how nothing he is. Like, he doesn't even have this personal voice. It's like all he is his actions.
But also, he doesn't have a scent.
Yeah, and the fact that he doesn't have a scent.
He doesn't even have a scent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas he can smell fucking glass, you know, like
yeah.
He is nothing. He
is nothing, and I like that in the book he doesn't. It doesn't have his personal voice because he's so nothing that it's his actions is all there is. The surface level is all there is. There is nothing deeper.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you want to try and wrap this up? What else?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting one. Kind of. Yeah.
It's weird for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you guys? Should we go around giving what we would rate it? Like
arbitrary rating? Yeah, I give it like a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
I don't know. It's a tricky one.
2 star.
It's so conflicting. You're like.
I give it 3 stars.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5, but I think 3 out of 5.
Oh yeah.
That's just what I'm gonna put on Letterboxd.
I would give it. I think I gave it when I first watched it 3 stars, and I would stick with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Maybe
no, it's
3.
hard.
Maybe 3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think,
It's in that weird, like, with like you. It's like it's got cool ideas, but also
It just didn't do
Ugh.
it right.
Yeah, not entirely. Yeah.
I remember when I first watched it, I was like, wait, okay, I can't rate this too highly, otherwise people are gonna think I'm horrible.
Oh, you can definitely,
Yeah.
if you like it, yeah. I just thought, yeah, I think just there's so
It's-
many things bringing it down for me. So.
Yeah, so many things bring it
That's
down, but
fair.
I love the concept of this
Same.
synth guy, and the fact that
And
it's
I-
based on a true, like a very similar story.
I mean, I
crazy
was
to me.
reminded of the main character in Whiplash, and I just love him in Whiplash, like that main guy, and he's got nothing. He's I think he is autistic as well in this character, and he's kind of like doesn't actually have a personality. He's very obsessed with one thing. He can't have a relationship, but I think
Yeah.
in that one, I think there's just so much subtlety and there's so much of him trying to be a human, but he can't, and he only feels human when he's playing the drums. Obviously, Whiplash is really good, but
Yeah.
I think there's you can take notes from that. I mean, and also Whiplash is after Perfume, but I thought that was one thing that it also reminded me of is that main character, because he is a cold main character in Whiplash as well. He's like a sad guy.
Yeah.
But I think I love him.
Well,
I mean, he's a bit more of a kid, and
The only
more human.
fulfillment
He's
he
more
gets in
human.
Whiplash is successfully playing it at the guy's tempo.
But and same with Perfume. The guy's dead. Well, same with Perfume though. He gets the fulfillment.
When
well.
he doesn't get the
He
fulfillment
gets
because
he makes the perfect sense.
but
No, but then it doesn't.
with the
It isn't what
goal
he
of
wanted.
being loved for his amazing
famous.
talent and skill, but he's not. All people love is cool Perfume.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
same. That's the same with Whiplash. That ending is really the ending is that he does do it correctly. He does it the way he wanted, but was that all really worth it? Was that worth it? And that's the kind of the cost. Yeah, the cost of success. That's, I mean, I love the ending. We can talk about that later. Anyway, so we wrapped up. So, what was it? I give it a 2-star. Well,
Out of 5.
everyone else? Yeah, out of 5.
Okay, I'll give it like a 3.
Oh, yeah. Right, and then
Do we have any other thoughts?
No. Yeah, no,
No, not really.
No, I think I'm good.
I also do have to get to work in like 40
So
minutes.
we want to move
Stella,
on. So next episode, what is happening?
Stella,
Okay.
your recommendation for next episode?
Yes.
All right, I'm recommending. Originally, I really wanted to recommend this one film, but then I realized very shortly before recording that it's like you can't find it anywhere. It's only in theaters for like 3 more days, and it's not online anywhere. I wanted to recommend Caterpillar, which is like a new NZ film.
Ooh.
It's really indie. I would still recommend you guys watch it if you can find it somewhere.
I think we could do it when we find it, because I think we do new movies as well, like we just did with Obsession.
True.
And we'll probably do a background. So whenever that comes out for us, we'll talk about Caterpillar as well. Maybe I'll put it in the title. Because I think NZ films, when we see them, like Marama,
I think it's good to do some Kiwi films.
We need to talk about some Kiwi
So
films
what
as well.
is the film you recommend?
So the film I'm going to
what are you
recommend,
doing?
completely different. I haven't seen it.
Good.
No one's seen it.
Ooh.
It's a French film
Ooh.
made in 1967.
Let's go.
Directed by Jacques Tati, famous French director, and it's called Playtime.
Oh my goodness.
And you
I was
can
gonna
watch it
recommend
on
this.
YouTube.
Let's go. I was going to recommend this.
Playtime.
You're going to recommend that?
Yes. I was going to recommend that, literally. When
Wow.
I'm so interested.
Ooh, it's got a
video-
4.2 on Letterboxd.
Yeah,
I'm
video
I
excited.
game-
watched a little trailer for it. I think it's pretty cool. So
Video
yeah.
Game
Okay.
Donkey did a video on it, so
Oh, cool.
that's how you know it's
Playtime.
peak. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, if you watch Playtime before the next episode comes out, this is the audience. We're all
Yeah.
hopefully Eli can join us next week.
Yes.
Woo!
We're doing
Woo!
a French film, Jacques Tati. Everyone
weeks?
likes
2
him.
weeks?
2 weeks in the next. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for the audience, but for us, we'll record it.
For us, 2 weeks to watch.
Yeah.
Playtime.
Playtime.
And let
by
us know
Jacques
your
Tati.
thoughts on Obsession and
And
Perfume.
Yeah. Mm.
If you disagree or
It's,
agree, but
it's
then
actually
never...
it's Perfume, the story of a
Oh,
murderer.
the story of a
Yeah,
murderer.
Story
we
of
never
a
said
Terrible.
Murderer,
Terrible name.
2006.
Terrible name. Can I just say
That's
that?
the full name.
Yeah,
Well,
Terrible name.
that's the name of the book, isn't it?
the book
Yeah.
is
Yeah, I mean,
The
And
Story
the
of a Murderer, Perfume.
sure.
It's the other way around.
Oh, pff,
Oh,
that's so funny. We're
But yeah.
different.
But yeah.
We're different. Huh. Yeah.
yay!
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got a
Yay.
next movie. All right. See you guys later. There was
Bye-bye.
comments. There's open comments on Spotify and YouTube and everything. So
Oh
if
yeah.
you suggest
Cool.
anything
For our hundreds of thousands,
for our
of fans.
1,000 billions
Yeah.
of subscribers.
Our billions of
We'll
subscribers.
see you next episode.
See you next
Bye.
episode. Bye.